Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Nitai Go Premanandi. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Vishnu Padaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Lasvate Deve Gauravani Vachaline Vishesha Shunyavali Shkatya Deshatarine Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Verset 27. Gyan Yoga Margetan Re Bhajese Ye Sabha. Gyan, non, c'est pas ça? Ah oui, c'est le suivant. Pardon. Upasana Bede Jani Ishvara Mahima. Ataiva Suryatanra Dieta Upama. Upasana Bede Jani Ishvara Mahima. Ataeva Suryatanra Dieta Upama. Upasana Bede Jani Ishvara Mahima. Ataeva Suryatanra Dieta Upama. Hare Krishna.
Upasana Bhede Jani Ishvara Mahima. Ataiva Suryatanra Diyate Upama.
Upasana Bhede Jani Ishvara Mahima.
Upasana Bede Jani Ishvara Mahima.
Ataiva Suryatanra Diyeta Upama.
Ataiva Suryatanra Dieta Upama.
Upasana Bede Jani Ishvara Mahima.
Upasana Bhede Jani Ishvara Mahima.
Ataiva Suryatanra Diyeta Upama.
Ataiva Suryatanra Diyeta Upama.
Upasana Veda Jana Ishvara Mahima.
Upasana Bhede Jani Ishvara Mahima.
Ateva Surya Tanra Diyata Upama.
Ataiva Suryatanra Diyeta Upama.
Upasana Bede Jani Ishvara Mahima. Ataiva Suryatanra Dieta Upama. Upasana by the different paths of worship. It was Upasana Bede. Jani, I know. Ishvara, the Supreme Lord. Mahima, greatness. Ataiva, therefore. Surya, the sun. Tanra, of him. Dieta, was given. Upama, simile. Simile. S-I-M-I-L-E. Simile. Translation. Thus, one may understand the glories of the Lord through different modes of worship, as the example of the sun illustrates. So, this verse It's part of the beginning of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the biography, transcendental biography of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this part is explaining Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, first one before telling us wonderful pastimes of Shri Gaur Nitai and their teachings. He wants to ascertain first that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu, they are the supreme personality of Godhead Himself, absolute truth, and he gives many verses, many chapters to first ascertain that we are worshipping the Lord in His feature of the Panchatattva, or Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his companions, transcendental. And this verse is saying that one may understand the glories of the Lord through different modes of worship, as the example of the sun illustrates. So the example of the sun, which is spoken about here, is there is three aspects of the same element, the sun. The sun is the sunshine, the sun is the sun globe, and the sun is the sun planet with all its existence, variety. So it's all the sun, but it is different glories. So the same, God has different glories, and His ultimate glory is His personal existence. And different way of worship correspond to the different level of glories of the Lord. So the personality of Krishna or God, the supreme personality, the personality of Godhead. In English, Godhead means the divine realm, dimension. Is it? How do you feel that, Godhead? It's not an English word very common, huh?
No. But it kind of pluralizes his energies. It makes his energies more than just him, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Godhead means, can we say it's like the divine, like today everybody says the divine.
Everything connected to him.
Yes, yeah. So the supreme personality of Godhead. In the divine dimension, with everything connected with, divine, there is a supreme personality. So there is a personality of the divine. In the divine realm, you have also persons. And amongst all these personalities in the divine realm, Krishna or Lord Chaitanya is the supreme personality of Godhead. So this is a method of worship which can, there is a method of worship which can help us to relate with this aspect, supreme aspect of the divine, which is a personality. And this method of worship is bhakti, bhakti yoga, bhakti amam abhijanati, yavanyashasmi tattvata. Krishna said, you can know me only through love, through bhakti, through serving me, because love is, as Sutapa Prabhu was saying, we don't have that in French, we have two words, to like and to love, If you like somebody, means you like him for you or her. And if you love him or her for him or her. It can be understood like that. Yes? Okay. At least in French, we don't have c'est l'amour. C'est j'aime. J'aime la glace à la pistache. Et j'aime Dieu. C'est bon. Ouais. Donc, so yes, only through this devotional service, through this loving expression, through a service for the pleasure of the other person. And Krishna, he said, yes, you can. If you reach to me through bhakti, as it is codified, it is explained in the scriptures, and as it is also already there in your heart, but need some process to bring it out. Then you can, worship me as a person, the Godhead as a person, and this is nice also because it is exchange with a person, if you not exchange, but if you relate with a thing, the thing cannot answer back. A thing is what it is. You may like it. Oh, I always, I like my iPhone, and I always carry it with me, and it's my friend. It's useful like that. But anyway, okay, no personal relationship like that. But you like it still, okay. So that's if you want to exchange, relate with a thing. Well, if you want to relate with nothing, with a nothing, something which is a nothing, that's pretty sad. A relationship, it's you have to be really frustrated in life. Finally, I want to relate with something which is nothing. Okay, but relate with a person. Oh, you can have big variety of life, of living experiences. That requires to be a little sane, or sadvabun, as we say, not too much self-centered, egoistic, or not too much angry, or passionate, or lusty, or disgusted. No, you have, when you are more, let's say, spiritually awakened, then you can discover the relationship with persons are nice. It's very rich, very, and it's much better than with a thing, with something, or with nothing. But people are afraid of relationships, and they're afraid because they have this lust, anger, and greed inside, and therefore they cannot. And why they cannot? Because now they are punished. They have to wear a mask. No relationships. Finished. You don't. People don't see your expression, and you cannot see what they are. You can speak, and it's one of the punishments of this story today. Impersonal. Really, it's very strange to go out in the streets or in the shops like that, and everybody is just covered. Very physical, impersonal. Okay. So the sun, So different paths of worship. If you want to worship the divine as a person, that's bhakti. If you want to worship him, to worship the divine as the well, that's a Brahma. I try to find something for the Paramatma. If you want to worship him as a supreme controller, Upadrashtanmantasha Bhakta Bhakta Maheshwaram Paramatmeti Chaptyuto Dehismin Purushaparam. It's a nice one to, it's the Paramatma, the supreme controller. But it is the individual, the divine manifests himself everywhere in a localized aspect. He is there in the heart of all living entities. He is there in all manifestations of matter, and he is supervising everything. Upadrashtanumanta is a witness, and is allowing things to happen. Everything is depending upon the supreme, and it's individual, localized. Not just the third aspect of worshipping is the omnipresent, impersonal light, or spirit, like that. And so for this localized controller, more or less not very visible or real, no much relationship. The path is what we commonly say yoga in general, yoga. And yoga is meant more for people who are identified with the body, with matter. I need to identify, I need to do a process starting from what I am or what I believe I am, which is the body, or what I have, my body. I cannot live, I cannot do anything without my body, I cannot think without. So I will bring my body toward the divine, through yoga, some gymnastics, some control of the mind, like that. And so that's one path also. And the other path is to reach out to the divine in impersonal light, like that. It's jnana, knowing that we are not the body, and therefore, I become free, like liberté. Liberté. You understand liberté? Freedom. Liberté, égalité et fraternité. You better know that, otherwise, now it's getting heavy in France now. You better learn that, and yes, otherwise, you are under scrutiny, supervision,
What's the word, sorry?
Huh?
What was the word?
In French, liberté,
The other one?
égalité means, so the first is freedom, the second is equality.
Equality.
Everybody is equal. And fraternity, no? Well, hein? J'entends pas. What? Brotherhood, yes, yes, yeah. Well, they add this one, but they don't use it so much because if you say brotherhood, that means you're the father, and doesn't fit in, So, okay, different paths of worship, Hare Krishna. Any question? To reach different aspects, yes.
I had a question relating to loving things.
Loving a thing, yes.
Loving a thing, and there is no reciprocation. And my question, is it by a shift of consciousness or a shift of perception, can we not perceive a personality in objects?
We cannot.
Objects are immovable and they are not alive.
Yeah.
But for example, in the spiritual world, everything is alive. Rocks and stones, they are living. And so if by elevating our consciousness to a more spiritual perception of life, can't we give life or have a relationship with even objects?
Well, life comes from life, means life comes from Krishna, from God. So if you see God in things, then yes, things becomes alive. Yes, we give the example, like No, the mother who sees the shoes of a child when she comes back from shopping. Oh, he's there. He came back from school. He's there. She sees the shoes, so the shoes become alive. For her, it's like that. So as much as we are Krishna conscious, then we can see things more alive because they are related with him, and whatever he does is for life. It doesn't, even the material world, even matter, the things, it doesn't create those things for nothing or just to remain things. It creates them so we can learn, because we are materially conditioned. We learn how to use those things for him, and then everything becomes alive. The devotee becomes very alive, even in the material world. He knows how to. He learns how to use things for Krishna, and then that becomes. But if someone uses things for himself, or what he thinks that he himself, that means for the body, then things remain things, material, because the body is material. So it's very descending path. You cannot develop yourself with things.
I always remember this example when I met persons who give names to their car.
Yes.
And develop a certain relationship with a vehicle, which is not alive. So what is the case there? What are we seeing there? Are they perceiving God, or are they just giving a personality?
No.
Object?
They are very much in illusion.
Yeah. This is really.
There's a certain reciprocation which is visible.
No, it's illusion. They're personifying the car to be something that they love because they don't have the love of God. It's a placebo.
Yeah.
When you want to see something, you see it. So that's how you see the reciprocation.
I mean, it can be that you give the name, that you have that conscious awareness that you are, in touch with God, and
But it's
give the
easy.
name thing. But it depends on, I guess, the perspective. Right?
It's easy to put love in an inanimate object because it doesn't contradict you or challenge you in any way whatsoever.
Of course.
Of
Of course. I'm saying it can be both ways though. If you're already there if you're doing everything in service of the Supreme, then
Yeah, but I would argue that if you're in that position, you wouldn't give a name to your car. You would just
Maybe,
honor it just
yeah.
entirely as it is.
possibly.
You would honor it as the material wonder of machinery and technology and.
J'aurais une question.
Vas-y.
How to convince someone who thinks God is an energy or a force that God is a person?
Okay. How to convince? Okay. Through experience of the relationship with God. Anyway, that's our experience. This is how we become convinced. That was also Sutapa Prabhu's point, answer a lot in his class. It's experience. It's not only that, there is conviction through philosophical understanding from the scriptures. What else?
Association with people that experience.
Yes, and association with people experience and self-experience like that. Yes. Yeah. Therefore, we have to try to give a taste to people, experience. Not a good teacher is not the one who just gives a like that. He's concerned with what the person receives and digests and experience. So preaching or being wanting to give the highest gift means to let people, to induce people to experience the personality of God. One second. Therefore, there is Gaunitai, Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Nityananda, Panchatattva. Because Krishna, he gave more. He gave philosophical understanding. The whole 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, very convincing. If you want to be convinced, but if you don't want, or if you want to be not convinced, then burn. I don't want. Yes. So Krishna gave that, and Sarvadharman Parityaja, Manmana Bhavam Mad Bhakto. Just do it, just do it. Yes, you can. Well, yeah, it worked. Of course, it's true and it worked, but not for everybody. And today it's very difficult to surrender, and therefore, Lord Chaitanya, he said, I have to give them not only the path, surrender, loving service to God. Surrender means just do what I say, do what I want, because I just want your happiness, your fulfillment. But it's a teaching. Krishna he told that to Arjuna, and he said, now you do what you do it. And Arjuna, fortunately, he answered, yes, Vachanam Kaliche, I will do whatever you told me now. And he was very happy and like that. But we're not like so much like with Arjuna. We don't surrender so easily, even really. So Lord Chaitanya, Krishna, he said, okay, now I'm going to give them an experience of what is surrender. I will go to their level, so they will be induced to experience this surrender. So what is the experience of surrender that Lord Chaitanya gave to everybody, that we have to, how to convince people that, relationship with him, as a person, is even higher than relationship with his energies separated from him, Energies are great, the verse is about the understand the glories of the Lord. That's all the different aspects of the Lord, but not separated from him. So what is the experience that Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda gave us? The chanting, dancing, and taking holy food, prasad, chanting the name of God and feeling some joy in association with other persons. This is an experience. It's a transcendental experience. It's very mystical. It's very transcendental. It comes from the, as Prabhupada said, transcendental stratus. Stratum. Stratum. Even child can experience it. And it is absolute, because yes, Haribo, not 2 hours. Yes, experience. So it is an experience. And if we don't surrender to this experience, then we are left with difficult. But this experience of Gornitai is very, very nice. Very nice. It's not only just do it and you will, okay. No. It's also, how to say, it is impregnated with their mercy. They are persons, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, those 2 personalities. They are persons. They have energies. The energy is mainly compassion, very magnanimous. So if we surrender to this simple thing, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, with an open heart and with a positive mind, then we receive more than just the practical physical experience. We receive their mercy, very potent, very, very potent. If you do it like a child, innocent, that's, maybe we can be like that at least, sometime, like a child, not always like a French, analyzing everything, skepticism and logical and no, I don't speak about English, that's even, or boom. But so this innocence of chanting, dancing, partaking, sharing prasad, this is very simple, but it is very special, because there is some divine personality behind. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very, very merciful, very kind. And when he sees that, immediately he says, okay, he has surrendered to me, consciously more or less, but yes, that's my desire. I want to see them happy. I want to see them engaged in a relationship of love with me, Then, more and more, after, more and more and more and more. It's a big wave, the chanting of the name of God, the Mahamantra Hare Krishna. Wow, you start a big journey in life. Yeah, you put your finger in it and very, wow, it's a big journey. Yes, Prabhu, you wanted to say something.
I was going to say, do you have to be looking for God to be able to be convinced about God?
No, we say we have to experience Him.
Yeah, but
in Kali Yuga, looking for, I forgot everything, but Atato Brahma Jigyasa, I'm looking for divine understand and or feel. Okay, sometime, in some part of your life you may ask questions or like that, or look for God, like that. But not very deep or constant or unmotivated. But if you receive the mercy of some experience of a relationship with God, that really may do something in you. You cannot forget that, a relationship with God. And it's very deep. Why? Not because of only of us. I really felt something. I remember that, And sometime in the morning I was chanting, with Krishnas, and I felt, good and something deep and like that, and I will always remember that. Okay, but not only that, but God feels something also. When you chant His name in Kali Yuga under the blessing of Gaunita and Lord Chaitanya, He feels something. That's what He wants, specifically. So when we do it, He's looking for us now. He's looking for us, So He gave us the experience, and then after I caught this one, him or her, and I caught him by, I want him to be completely happy, not just once and complete. So He's giving mercy, provided you are not envious. Yes, not envious. This is bad to be envious, If we want to remain on this long, beautiful, ascending journey of chanting the holy name and in association with devotees and developing this love for Krishna, then we have to work very hard to curb down our envy. And it works. Yeah, I work very hard. Envy is coming out, constantly. You feel very, I'm cool. I am Brahma Buddha. Sama Salveshu. I love everybody, and then boom. It doesn't work like that. So and in Krishna consciousness, yes. Not that you have to look for God. God is looking for you. Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nitya, they are looking for you. Only thing you have to work very hard to stop envy of God, envy of other devotees, envy of people, envy of yourself. Be innocent like a child. And it works, but it requires a lot of work. Not to be envious. So. Yeah, but the beginning, at least.
Very patient.
Yeah, big step is to recognize that I am envious and I have to work on that.
Everybody is
Yes, everybody. And when you see it, it's not difficult. It comes out every day. When you see it, you close the door. Don't be. And then just because of that, what's the verse also? Anasuyave. Anyway, somewhere. Krishna is Arjuna, I give you everything because you are not envious. Also, you are my friend, Saka Bhaktosime Saka Cheti. So I give you something special that it's beyond yourself. Normally it's strange. Normally I react. I fight back. I'm envious. I'm this. I'm more this that. But no, I surrendered. I surrendered in my heart, and I just want to keep on this path, beautiful path of non-envious, and somewhere this light becomes a form. This light of peace, shanti, and universal harmony, one like that. More or less, becomes a form, because I am innocent. I am not envious of God. And then, it's very nice. More and more. Just not to be envious is nice, So, it's so humiliating, it's so unhelpful, it destroys everything, when you have still envy coming out like that. it's very bad, you know. And non-envious, this is fantastic, you know. And so this is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, you know, His mercy. He gave us something to do, to relate with God in a way which is not so difficult to be non-envious. Chanting, dancing, taking prasad, wonderful, living with people, non-envious people. You know, yeah, okay, I gonna work hard to surrender, you know, like that, yes. But it is really their mercy, Lord Chaitanya, because, yeah, it's very difficult otherwise, very difficult, you know, to, we are very envious, yes, very, we don't want, no, nobody can tell us, you know, do this, don't do that, you are wrong, there is something higher that you could experience. You know, we are shackled, huh? Shackled with this, you know, under different names, and lust, anger, greed, this and that, like that. But we have to have faith in Lord Chaitanya. It's possible. It is possible. Sometimes we may become discouraged. We see these bad things coming out, you know, again and again, you know, and very, you know, discouraging. But we have to have full faith in Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, because they came just because of that. And they are persons. They can give energy, and their energy is this mercy and this blissful joy of surrendering to chanting, dancing, well, surrendering to chanting the name of God, or surrendering to relate with the name. You know, name is a person. Nam Prabhu, we say. Oh, Nam Prabhu. You know, the lotus feet of the name. He's a full person, complete. You know, manifesting as his name. So it's not difficult. So let's, you know, we have to learn how to surrender to the chanting of the name of God, and quickly to surrender to the chanting of the with other persons. You know, first opening. Okay, I'll go. Someone else? Question? Or?
Kartik is a good opportunity.
Huh? Kartik is a good opportunity. When does it start?
31st.
Vrindavan started.
31st. Kartik is the name of a month. It starts according to lunar calendar. So it starts 31st October. And it's a month which lasts a little more than a month. Anyway, it's a very good opportunity, yes, to you see, anyway.
Does it always start on the 31st?
No. You know this lunar Vedic calendar, it depends on the stars and everything. It's calculated every year. And, well, you know why it's a good opportunity to do what you said?
Chanting more.
Oh, to chanting more. Because if you want to chant more, you have to increase your feeling towards the name, toward God, towards the person. You have to increase that. And that's, you know, that's love. And Kartik is the month Ujjeshwari of Srimati Radharani, or the most, the greatest devotee of God, of Krishna, Radharani. She's there on the altar, very mercifully appearing, and she can bless us, especially during Kartik, that's her month. She can bless us with this ever increasing desire for this, so attractive feature of life, which is loving the supreme reservoir of all pleasure, the supreme personality of Godhead, only through love, which I don't have. But if you want to have it, if you just want to have it, then you turn to, Srimati Radharani, you turn to devotional service or servant of Radharani, like the spiritual master, like Srila Prabhupada. His father was praying constantly when he was small, I want him to become, a servant of Radharani, because, she will give him this biggest wealth in life, this love for God, not for things, nor for material bodies, not for money, for the person. In Krishna, there is only person. There is no thing. There is no matter. He is fully conscious. Satchitananda is eternity, consciousness, and bliss, joy, eternally. There is no, So when you love him, there is nothing you can take. It's impossible. There is nothing to take from him, no matter. Krishna can only receive. He's a supreme enjoyer. He's a supreme, he receives. But when he receives, he can give. He's God. He can give. Unlimited, infinite, back. So yes, Kartik is a very great opportunity to pray to Srimati Radharani, the embodiment of pure love, most ecstatic love, most attracted person by Krishna, and she is also very desirous that we join her. Yes, please come in my group of servant of Krishna, because she wants Krishna to be served. Anyway, I'm speaking like if, but I'll go. Okay. Question? No, you have already. No, you have to let others pose question. You have a question, Mataji? No, not especially. You have a question? No, no. Please give a question. Otherwise, he's going to ask 10 questions, difficult, and it's difficult to answer. Okay.
So you asked for how can you prove that God is a person. I can think of three things. The first thing is prayer. Sometimes your prayers are answered and sometimes your prayers are not. If only the impersonal aspect of God existed, then every prayer would be answered. So the fact that there is something considering what you're asking for, and sometimes what you're asking for is given to you, and sometimes it's not, that you could use that to argue that there is an intelligence behind it.
May I just small prayer? Yes, and therefore the Maha Mantra is the ultimate prayer, because there is no. You don't know what to ask, in your prayer, really. But the mantra is just the name. You turn toward him. Please accept me. That's the mantra. Okay. Second.
The second point is actually been proved using statistics and lasers and mirrors and certain lenses that create a statistical outcome that shows that there is a way that nature is going. It's not entirely random. If they were expecting a certain number or a certain result, and it's not, it's going past this threshold, which shows that there is a way that nature is going. And if there is a way that nature is going, there is a controller there.
Yeah, that's philosophy. Yeah.
And the third one is a mental image of a Rubik's cube. If you give a
what?
A Rubik's cube, you know this?
No.
The one with many colors.
Hein? Non. Ah, le kaléidoscope.
Non.
C'est un jeu.
Okay.
It's a toy. It's a cube, which is divided into 4 pieces on each side, and each side has one color.
Okay.
And you can randomize it. You can mix the colors up, and then the game is to put it back in the order. So if you give a Rubik's cube to a blind person and give them no feedback, and just by purely randomly moving it around, if they made one move every second, it would take them 14 trillion years statistically to get it being solved.
Wow.
And this is older than the universe. We can roughly estimate that the universe is somewhere around, I think it's 2 billion years old, or 13, but it's nowhere near 14 trillion. However, if you put a feedback, if you say that, if you tell this blind person that you're going towards the solution or you're going away from it, it immediately becomes much quicker to solve. And this again, it shows the idea that there is this learning thing.
Yeah.
And if there's something that's learning, there has to be an observer, and that again implies a person that's watching what's going on.
Yeah. If he helps us and to guide us, this is good, this is not good way, not a good way. That's help us a lot. Yes. And also, devotees. I mean, those who are engaged in this, developing this relationship with this supreme person, They can help us also to tell us, you know, oh, this is, you're going on the right path. Oh no, this is not very good. They can help us a lot, you know. Yeah, if we work on that, on this envy problem toward others, you know, and if we feel that we may feel sometime, you know, in different circumstances, and if we work that, then we may become more open to receive this guidance. Some people will tell you, oh, you know, this is very nice what you are doing. Some people will tell you, oh, you should not do like that. And you are not envious. You listen to that. And you can make a lot of quick progress with that. Yes. Yes. If you join, as you said, Krishna, you know, these three things, you know, like being guided like that, and philosophical understanding, you know, nature works, you know, not by itself like that, and prayer, but simple prayer. Then, wow, that's surely, you know, enough if you have the right attitude, you know, of serving. Yes, yes, very good.
But if people don't want to accept the presence of God, no proof will. There's nothing you can bring to them that will be like, oh yeah, I get it now.
That's very difficult. Very difficult to induce somebody to experience what you are testing. Very difficult, you know. Even Andrew, you induce people to take books. So, you know, tell us a nice Sankirtan story. It was difficult, but, you know, miracle, it happened, it worked. I mean, I heard the Sankirtan team was coming back to New Mayapur. You know, I was just, you know, wanting to come back. I was not here to hear Sankirtan story. You know, that's.
I know some people. I remember this couple I met, and the lady. They were both French, but she was studying in Portugal.
Okay.
And they were like lost in the middle of the square, looking like, "Where is the way?" And I said, and I saw them from far, and then they start going, and I was like, am I going or not? And they start getting further and further. So I ran a little bit to catch them, and was in this small alley. And then I said I was Portuguese, and it was like her eyes bright up, and she starts speaking a very fluent, polite Portuguese. And she was completely happy that just because I was speaking the same language that she loved to speak. And then I started presenting Krishna consciousness, and they were like completely tasting it. They didn't know it. They had a certain spiritual quest and a spiritual inclination, but they didn't have it around them, and so they were very enlivened by this encounter. And so we're speaking like for 15-20 minutes, and I give them everything that I could. I invite them to come. I change phone contact. So many people are ready to receive God. They're just waiting for God to manifest in their lives, and they become very, very joyful to receive this. So encouraging.
Thank you. Okay. Okay.
I have so much envy.
What?
Oh, you're going to be doing lots of work today, then?
What?
I have so much envy.
You have so much love?
Envy.
You have so much love? Wow.
I can't chant good japa because lots of envy and...
Yeah, that's a bad disease.
How to get rid of it?
No. Put a mask, huh? Work. She's giving outside.
If I work too much, I might become envious of Krishna. Oh, this Krishna is giving me too much service. But because if I say, oh, I'm not going to be envious of Gopaswami today, then like, it might turn to something else, you know? That energy might get transformed to something else. But I have to actually deal with envy. What is the correct way to use it?
We have to pray, you know, each other's. We have to pray to Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, you know, please, please help me, please help him, help her, and others are praying for me, to get free from this envy, destroying any hope of making progress.
Because
No, because it's just that, This envy is destroying any hope of making progress. So it's just stupid to be envious. It's stupid to be a rascal. It's a rascal to be stupid, fool. So we have to pray to for each others. Please, Chaitanya, this morning I feel not so bad, therefore I take advantage to pray for others. And, let there be a nice, non-envious community in New Mayapur. There'll be nice feelings toward, chanting or working physically to improve this place which has this potency, because it's Prabhupada's place here. So, it's imbued with this potency of making people here peaceful, happy, loving, non-envious. So, yes, we have to work for New Mayapur. If possible, being conscious of what is New Mayapur, who is Prabhupada, why he made this place here like that. You have to work for this place. We can do other places, but this place is very potent. And because it is related to a very potent devotee, because he was non-envious, not at all envious. No, anyway, he was very concerned with happiness of many people who did not like him, or did not understood him, or did not want to him. Still, he pushed himself. Yes, please, pray, Lord Chaitanya. Make them non-envious. And we started to work for him. And now we have to work for this place, New Mayapur. Work, make it, work with your body, work with your brain, administration, work with your money, work with your whatever it is, But with your tongue, chant Hare Krishna, and then you get the mercy of becoming less and less envious, because it's just pure nectar. It's just pure purity. This project is completely pure, easy, and it is meant to be successful. It has a blessing of Krishna and Parampara and Prabhupada. And so if we support this project, then we receive a lot of mercy in this way. We become less envious. That's a good experience. Become less envious because we appreciate, like we said, it's not, New Mayapur is not a thing. It's not stones like that. No, it's it's a person. It's related intimately with a person. And the person is related intimately with God, with Krishna. So if we work for this Tadiyanam Samarchanam, this thing which is related to a devotee and to Krishna, then we become, wow, beauty exists, purity exists, love exists, and, somewhere other it's more easy to find it here. But you have to work for it, yes. Because anyway, everybody has to work. You cannot live without doing anything. So work for New Mayapur, and you will become, we will become less envious, definitely. And we become attracted to something beautiful. Yes. No. No.
Does God have envy?
No. No. You try to escape the point. Hare Krishna. Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Haribo. Gaur Bhaktavrinda ki Jai.
Gopaswami ki.
I said Gaur Bhaktavrinda.
Unenvious